lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage, the which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
Not carry coals. A dog in the house of Montague moves me.
The quarrel between our masters and us, their men.
'Tis all one. Draw that jewel. Here comes through the house of Montague. My naked weapon is up. Quarrel, and I will back.
Turn that back and run.
Fear me not.
Mary, I fear you.
Let us take the law of our side. Let them begin.
I'll frown that pass by and let them take as they list.
Yes, they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace to them if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
But do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
It's the law of our side if I say aye.
No.
No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, but I do bite my thumb.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel? No, sir.
If you do, I implore you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Well, sir.
Say better. Here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Yes, better, sir.
You lie.
Draw up, you big men.
Put up your sword! You know not what you do!
What? Art thou drawn among these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio, look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword and manage it to part these men with me.
What? Drawn to talk of peace? I hate the words, I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee. How about thee, coward?
Down the sword!
What noise is this? Get it all off the door!
I'm calling for the sword!
And so what I say, old Montague's son is going to be blamed in spite of me. Now, villain Capulet, hold me not, let me go. Rebellious subjects! Enemies to peace! Profaners of this neighbor-stained steel! Will they not hear? What ho, you men, you beasts, that quench the fire of your pernicious rage! On pain of terror, and from these bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground! And hear the sentence of your movement, Prince! 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word, by thee, O Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your life shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time, all the rest depart away. Capulet, come you with me. And Montague, come you this afternoon. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Who set this ancient quarrel to approach? Speak, nephew. Were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary and yours, close fighting ere did I approach. I drew to part them. In the instant came the fiery Tybalt with his sword prepared.
Oh, where is Romeo? Have you seen him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
Madam, so early in the morning did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was made ware of me, and stolen to the covert of the wood.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning dew, adding to clouds, more clouds, with his deep sighs. But also soon as the all-cheering sun should in the furthest east begin to draw shady curtains from Aurora's bed, away from the light steals home, my heavy son, in private in his chamber, pens himself, shuts up his windows, locks far daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night.
Black and pretentious must this humor prove, unless good counsel may thy cause remove.
My noble uncle, do you know of the cause?
I neither know of it, nor can learn of him,
Have you importuned him by any means?
both by myself and many other friends. Could we but learn from whence the sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as know.
See, here he comes, so please you, step aside. I'll know his grievance.
Come, madam, let's away.
Good morrow, cousin.
Is the day so young?
But news struck 9.
I mean, sad hours seem long. Is that my father that would end so fast?
It was. Tell me, what sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love?
Out.
Of love?
Out of her favor, where I am in love.
Alas, that love, so gentle in his view, should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love, whose view is muffled still, should, without eyes, see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? Oh, me. Would Frey was here. Yet, tell me not, for I've heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, oh, brawling love, loving hate, heavy lightness, serious vanity, the sheep and chaos of well-seen forms, feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health. Dost thou not laugh?
No, cuz, I'd rather weep.
Good heart at what?
At thy good heart's oppression.
Why, such is love's transgression. Grieves of mine own lie heavy in my breast. Love is a smoke, raised with the fume of sighs, being purged, fire sparkling in lovers' eyes, being vexed, a sea nourished with lovers' tears. What is it else? Madness, most discreet. Farewell, my cousin.
Soft, I will go along.
I have lost myself. I am not here.
Tell me, cuz, who is it that you love?
In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I am so near that I supposed you'd love a woman.
A right good marksman. And she's fair, I love.
A right fair mark, soonest hit, fair cuz.
Well, in that hit, you miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Diane's wit, and a strong proof of chastity well armed.
Be ruled by me. Think to forget of her.
Don't teach me how I should forget to think.
By taking liberty unto thine eyes, examine other beauties.
He that is stricken blind cannot forget the precious treasure of his eyesight lost. Show me a mistress that is passing fair. What doth your beauty serve but as a note, where I may read who passed that passing fair? Farewell. Thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt.
Montague's bound as well as I in penalty alike, and 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace.
A vaudable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived it on so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying all what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world. She hath not seen the change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think her ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she are a happy mother's maid.
Too soon marred are those so early made. The earth hath swallowed all my hopes but she. She is the hopeful lady my earth. But to woo her, gentle parents, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agree within her scope of choice lies my consent, in fair accord and voice. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I have invited many guests such as I love, and you, among the score, one more most welcome, makes my number more. Come, go with me. Go, sirrah, trudge about through fair Verona, and find those persons out whose names are written here, and to them say, my house welcome, on their pleasure stay.
Find out whose names are written here? I can never find out what names the writing person hath here writ. I must to the learned.
Tut, man. One fire burns out another's burning. One pain is lessened by another's anguish. Turn giddy and be hope by backward turning. One desperate grief cures with another's languish. Take some new infection to thine eye, and the rank poison of old will die.
Your plantain leaf is excellent for that.
For what, I pray thee?
Oh, for your broken shin.
What, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than a madman is. Shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented. Good end, good fellow.
God you good den. I pray, sir, can you read?
Aye, mine own fortune, my misery.
Perhaps you have learned it without the books, but I pray, sir, you can read anything you see.
Aye, if I know the letters and the language.
You say honestly, rest you merry.
Stay, fellow, I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, County Anselm and his beauteous sisters, the Lady Widow Vitravio, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, my uncle Capulet, his wife and sisters, my fair niece Rosalind, Livia, Signor Valentino, his cousin Tybalt, Lucio, and the lively Helena. Fair assembly. Whither should they come?
Up,
Whither?
to supper to our house.
Whose house?
My master.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Now I tell you without asking, my master is the great and rich Capulet, and if you be not at the house of Montague, I pray, come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry.
At this same ancient feast sups the fair Rosalind, whom thou so lovest, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattainted eye, compare her face with some that I show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
One fairer than my love? The all-seeing sun ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
Tut, you saw her fair, none else being by.
I'll go along. No such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her 14.
What lamb? What Juliet?
Oh, why, lady. How now? Who calls? Your mother. Madam, I am here. What is your will?
This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I have remembered me that's our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour.
She's not 14.
I lay 14 to my teeth. Yet to teeth be it spoken, I have but 4. She is not yet 14. How long till Lammas-tide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even or odd, of all days of the year. Come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. Susan and she, oh God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, on that night shall she be 14. Oh, that shall she, Mary. I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake now 11 years. I never shall forget it. Oh, sitting in the sun under the dove-house wall. My lord and you were then at Mantua. Nay, I do bear brain. But as I said, 'tis since 11 years, for then she could stand alone. Nay, she could have run and waddled all about. For even the day before she broke her brow, and my husband, God rest his soul, was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, gazed upon thy face, thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Jewel? And by my holiday, the pretty wretch left crying and said, to think now how a jest shall come about, and I warrant, and I live 100 years, I never should forget it. Oh, fall'st upon thy face, thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Jewel? It said,
Enough, I pray thee, hold thy peace.
Yes, madam. Yet again, choose but to laugh to think it should leave crying, and yet I warrant it had upon its brow a bump as big as a young cockerel's stone. Oh, a parlous knot, and it cried bitterly, yea, quoth my husband, fall'st upon thy face, thou wilt fall backward when thou comest to age, wilt thou not, Jill? It stinted, it said,
Stood thou to, I pray thee, nurse, say I.
Peace, I have done. Thou was the prettiest babe that I ever nursed, and I might live to see thee married once. I have my wish.
Mary, that Mary is the very thing I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus, then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, young lady? Why, a man is all the world wide.
Verona summer hath not such a flower.
Yea, he's a flower. In faith, a very flower.
What say? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris' face, and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. Examine every married lineament, and see how one another lends content. And what obscured in this fair volume lies, find written in the margin of his eyes. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. That book in many's eyes doth share the glory that in gold clasps locks in the golden story. So shall you share all that he doth possess, by having him making yourself no less.
No less, nay bigger. Women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like a Paris love?
I look to like, if looking like a mood. But no more will I endart mine eye than your consent gives strength to me to fly.
Go, girl. Seek happy nights unto happy days.
Shall we on without apology?
But let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
I'm not for this ambling.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have the soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground, I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar above a common bound.
Nimble love's heavy shaft do I sing. And so bound, I cannot bound a pitch of dull woe.
To sink in it, should you burden love? To great oppression for such a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It's too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Someone give me a case for my physician. A visor for a visor.
Come, knock and enter, and every man betake him to his legs.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but there's no way to go.
And why, may one ask?
I dreamed a dream tonight.
Ah, so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep while they do dream things true.
Oh. Then I see Queen Mab hath been with you. Well, she is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atomies, athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. The wagon spokes of the longest spider's legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers, the traces of the smallest spider's web, the collars of the moonshine's watery beams, her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film, and her wagoner, a small grey-coated little gnat. And in the stage she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and they dream of love, or courtiers' knees who dream on curtsy straight, or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, or ladies' lips who straight on kisses which oft the angry mab with blisters plays, for their breaths with sweet meats tainted are. Sometimes she rideth o'er a courtier's nose, and dreams he of smelling out a suit. And sometimes comes she with a tithe pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as they lie asleep. Sometimes she driveth o'er a soldier's neck, and dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches and moscatos, Spanish blades, of health 5 fathoms deep. And then anon, drums in his ear, she starts and wakes, and being thus frightened, swears a prayer or two, and sleeps again. This is the very mab which plats the manes of horses in the night, and makes the equlots into foul sluttish hairs, which once entangled much misfortune bodes. This is that hag! This is she!
Peace! Peace! Mercutio, peace! Thou talk'st of nothing.
True, I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is of less substance than the air and more inconstant than the wind, which even now woos the frozen bosom of the north.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done and we shall have come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence, yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin its fearful date with this night's revels. Expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen!
Where is Poppan that he helped not to take away? He shifted trencher, he scraped a trencher.
Away with the door and stools!
Remove the cord cover.
Left to the place!
Welcome, gentlemen. Ladies that have their toes unplagued with cords without a bout with thee. Ah, my mistresses, which of you all allow tonight to dance? She that makes dainties, she elsewhere hath corns. Am I comparing you? Welcome, gentlemen. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come, musicians, play. A hall, give room.
In
foot, girls.
More light, maids, and turn the seals up and quench the fire. The room is grown too hot. Oh, nay, sit, good cousin Capulet. For you and I are past our dancing days. How long it's now since last yourself and I were in a mass?
Fire, lady, 30 years.
'Tis not so much, 'tis not so much. 'Tis the synopsis of the Sentio, come Pentecost as quickly as he will. Some 25 years, and then we met.
'Tis more, 'tis more. His son is elder, his son is 30.
Will you tell me that? His son was but a ward 2 years ago.
Let us have a dance.
What lady is that doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I know not, sir.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night, like a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. Did my heart love till now? I swear it's sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This spy's voice should be a Montague. Fetch me my rapier, boy. What dares the slave come hither covered with antic face, to flare and scorn at our solemnity? Now by the stock and honor of my king, strike him dead, I hold it not a sin.
How now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, a villain that is hither come in spite, scorn our solemnity of this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content be, gentlemen. Let him alone. He bears him like a portly gentleman. And to speak truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not for the wealth of all the town here in my house do him disparagement. Therefore, be patient. Take no note of it. It is my will.
I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. Mine a master here or you. Go to, go to.
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to, go to. You are a saucy boy, so indeed. You are princox. Go.
I will withdraw, but this intrusion now seeming sweet shall convert to bitter gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle fine is this, my lips to blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palm's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do.
Saints do not move, though grand for prayer's sake.
And move not, how my prayers affect thy take. Thus, from my lips, by yours my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from thy lips? Oh, trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
Kissed by the moon.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is your mother?
Her mother is the lady of the house, and a kind and a wise and a virtuous lady. I nursed her daughter that you talked of all.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear Count. My life is in my foe's debt.
Away, begone, the sport is at best.
Aye, so I fear. The more is my unrest.
Comforters. What is yon gentleman?
The son and heir of old Tiberio.
What's he that follows there? That's now going out of door.
I believe that be the young Petruchio.
What's he that follows there? That would not dance.
I know not.
Go ask his name if he be married. My grave is like to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen unknown and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me. I must love a loathed enemy.
Hey, gentlemen, prepare not to be gone. We'll have a trifling foolish banquet afterwards. Being so? Well then, I thank you, honest gentlemen. I thank you all. Good night.
Anon, let's away. The strangers all are gone.
Romeo! My cousin Romeo!
He is wise, and on my lie hath stolen him home to bed.
Oh, he ran this way, and leapt over this orchard wall. Call, good Mercutio.
Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo! Humors! Madman! Passion! Lover! Appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Cry but one rhyme, and I'll be satisfied. Speak but love and dove. Cry but eye me. Whisper unto my gossip, fair Venus, one sweet word. He heareth not, he moveth not, he stirreth not. The ape is dead, and I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Rosalind's bright eye, fine foot, straight leg, and quivering thigh.
If he hear thee, thou wilt anger him. Blind is his love, and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Farewell, gentle Romeo, farewell. Come, let us go.
Go then, for 'tis in vain to seek him that is not to be found.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound. Soft. What's lights beyond her window breaks?
Huh?
It is the east. And Juliet is the sun. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What is that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. It's not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, and they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars, as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would, through the airy region, stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay me.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a captive.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreened and I so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair saint, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place dead, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings that are o'erperched these walls, for stony limits cannot love hold out.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
But not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their sight, and but thou love me. Let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanting of thy love.
Thou know'st the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush to paint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet if thou swearest, thou mayst prove false. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkest I'm too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon.
Oh, what shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my adultery, and I'll believe thee.
My heart's dear love.
Well, do not swear, although I joy in thee. I've no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which does cease to be, ere one can say it lightens. Sweet, good night. This bud of love, by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night. Good night. Sweet repose and rest, come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
Juliet!
Here's some noise within. Dear love, I do. I come anon. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night. I am afeared, being in night, all this is but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial.
Three words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow.
Madam!
I come anon, but if thou mean'st not well, I do beseech thee.
Madam!
By and by I come. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul,
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse, to want thy light.
Romeo.
It is my soul that calls upon my name.
Romeo.
My dear,
At what o'clock shall I send to thee tomorrow?
at the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I forgot why I did call thee that.
Let me stay till thou remember it.
I shall forget, to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love bright company.
And here I'll stay to have thee still forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning, and I would have thee gone. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes. Peace in thy breast. But I where sleep in peace so sweet to rest.
Oh, mickle is the powerful grace that lies in herbs, plants, stones, and their true qualities. For in the infant rind of this small flower, poison hath residence, and medicine power.
Good morrow, Father.
Benedicite, what early tongue so sweet saluted me? Thou art uproused by some distemperature, or if not so, then here I did right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
The last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Is that with Rosalind?
With Rosalind, my ghostly father? No! I forgot that name and that name's woe.
That's my good son, but where hast thou been then?
I've been feasting with my enemy.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine. And all combined, save what thou must combine by holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee as we pass. But this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
God pardon sin. Has Rosalind, whom thou didst so desire, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then not lies truly in their hearts, but in their eyes.
Thou chidst me off for loving Rosalind?
For doting, not loving, pupil mine.
I pray thee, chide not. She whom I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow.
But come, young waver, come go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be, for this alliance may so happy prove, to turn your family's rancor to pure love.
Let us hence! I stand on sudden haste!
Nicely and slow, stumble then run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's. I spoke with his man.
That pale, hard-hearted wench! That Rosalind torments him so, that he will sure run mad!
Tybalt, kinsman to old Capulet, hath sent a letter to his father's house.
Challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
He will answer the letter's master, how he dares being dared.
Alas, for Romeo is already dead. Stabbed. With a white wench's black eye, shot through the ear with a love song, the very pin of his heart, cleft with the blind bow-boy's butt shaft.
What is Tybalt?
He's more than prince of cats, I can tell you. Nay, he is the courageous captain of compliments, the very butcher of a silk button.
Oh, he's a duelist, and a duelist of the very first house, of the first and second cause. Ah, the immortal passado, the punto reverso, the high!
Oh, what?
The very pox of these lisping, antic fantasticos, these new tuners of accents.
Here comes Romeo. Here comes Romeo.
Signor Romeo! Bonjour! You gave us the counterfeit most fairly last night. Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you? The slip, sir. The slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, Mercutio, my business was great. And in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much as to say. A case such as yours gives man occasion to bow in the hams.
Meaning to curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
Oh, nay, I am the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower.
Oh, come between us, good Benvolio, my wits faint.
Here's years.
A sail! A sail!
Two, a shirt and a smock.
Peter, my fan.
A fan to hide her face, Peter, for the fan's the fairer face.
God you good morrow, gentlemen.
And God ye good den, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good den?
Why, yes, for the body hand of the dial is just upon the prick of noon.
Out upon you! What a man are you?
One gentlewoman that God hath made for himself to mar.
By my troth, it is well said, for himself to mar, quoth they. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
I could tell you, but young Romeo will be much older when you've found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of that name, for fault of a worse.
You say well.
Yea, is the worst well, very well, took in faith, wisely, wisely.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
He will indict you to some supper.
Aboard, 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 so.
I will follow you.
Oh, farewell, ancient lady, farewell. Lady, lady.
Pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this?
A gentleman, nurse, that loves to hear himself talk.
And they speak anything against me, and a word lustier than he is, and I'll take him down, and 20 such jacks, and if I cannot, I'll find those that shall. Scurvy knave, I am none of his flirt gills, I am none of his skeins mates, and thou must stand by too and suffer every knave use me at his pleasure.
I saw no man use you of pleasure.
Now, God, I am so vexed that every part about me quivers. Scurvy knave. Pray you, sir, a word. Now, as I told you, my young lady bade me inquire you out. What she bade me say, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell you, if ye should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, truly it were a gross kind of behavior, as they say. For the gentlewoman is young, therefore, if ye should deal double with her, truly it were an ill thing.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress. I protest unto thee.
Good heart and in faith. I'll tell her as much. Oh, Lord, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou tell her, nurse?
I'll tell her, sir, that you do protest, which as I take it is a gentlemanlike offer.
Bid her devise some means to come to shrift this afternoon, and there she shall at Friar Lawrence's cell be shrived and married. Here's for thy pains.
No, truly, sir. Not a penny.
I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir? Well, she shall be there. God in heaven bless thee. Forward apace.
Commend me to thy mistress.
Aye, 1,000 times.
Commend me to thy lady.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. But yet she could not meet him. That's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's herald should be thoughts, which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams, driving back shadows for lowering hills. Now comes the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey. And from 9 to 12 is 3 long hours, yet she is not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love and his to me. But old folks, many feigned as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. Oh, honey nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? Send them.
Peter, stay at the gate.
Now, good sweet nurse. Oh Lord, why lookest thou sad? Thou knewst me sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
Oh, fie, how my bones ache. Oh, what a jaunt have I had.
I would thou hast my bones, and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee, speak, good nurse, speak.
What haste? Can you not see
me that thou art out of breath. Is this good or bad? Answer to that. Say either, and I'll state the circumstance. Let me be satisfied, is good or bad.
Well, you know not how to choose a man. Romeo? No, not he. Though his face excels all men's, yet his leg excels all men's. And for a hand and a foot and a body,
Yet they are not to be talked on.
yet they are past compare. He's not the flower of courtesy, but I'll warrant him, gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What, have you dined at home?
No, but all this did I know before. What's to see of our marriage? What of that?
Oh, fie, how my head aches. Oh, what a head have I. It beats as if it would break in 20 pieces. My back on the other side. Oh, my back, my back. Oh, be shrew your heart for sending me about to catch my death with jaunting up and down.
If faith, I am sorry that thou wert not well. Now, sweet, sweet, sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a kind, and a courteous, ooh, and I'll warrant a virtuous. Where's your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman. Where's your mother? Where do you
Is this the pole to the aching bones? Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
Here's such a coil. Come, what says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to Shrift?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Oh, now comes the wanton blood up in your cheeks. They'll be in straight scarlet at any news. Hie you to the cell. I'll to dinner.
Hie to high fortune, honest nurse. Farewell.
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrows chidest not.
Amen. Amen. But come when sorrow can, if not, can prevail the exchange of joy that one short minute in your sight gives me. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, then love devouring death do any dare. It is enough I make a call of mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and their triumph die like fire and powder which as they kiss consume. Therefore love moderately. Look, here comes a lady. Oh, so light a foot will ne'er wear out the everlasting flint.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both. Now come, we shall make short work. For by your leave you shall not remain alone till Holy Church incorporates two in one.
Pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulet abroad, and should we meet, shall not escape a brawl. For now these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Come, come! Thou as hot, Jack, in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and as soon moody to be moved.
By my head, here come the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not.
Gentlemen, good day. A word with one of you?
And but one word with one of us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
Shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Can you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consorts with Romeo.
Consort! What dost thou make of us, minstrels? And if you make minstrels of us, look to hear nothing but discords. Here is my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance.
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw into some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure.
Well, peace be with you. Here comes my man.
Your man? I'll be hanged if he wears your livery.
Romeo, the hate I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee, much excuse the appertaining rage to such a breeding. Villain am I none, therefore farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Boy, you shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest. I never injured thee, but love thee more than thou canst devise. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission! Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk? What wouldst thou have with me? O good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives.
I am for you.
Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up.
Gentlemen, for shame! Forbid this outrage! Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince hath expressly forbidden banning in Verona streets. Hold Tybalt!
Plague on both your houses! I'm sped!
What, art thou hurt?
'Tis a scratch! 'Tis a scratch! 'Tis enough. Where's my page? Go, villain! Fetch a surgeon. Courage, men. The hurt cannot be much. True. 'Tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door. But 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I'm worn and peppered, I warrant, for this world. A plague on both your houses! A dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat! To scratch a man to death? A braggart, a rogue, a villain, who fights by the book of arithmetic! Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm! I thought all for the best. Carry me to some house, Benvolio, or I shall faint. A plague on both your houses! They've made worms meat of me. And soundly, too. Your houses! This gentleman, Prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, that an hour hath been my kinsman. Ah, sweet Juliet, my beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper, soft and valor steal.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo! Brave Mercutio's dead.
Stays, black fate, and more days doth repent. This but begins the woe. Others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt, back again.
Alive in triumph, and Mercutio slain. Now, Tybalt, take the villain again that late thou gavest me. For Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, staying for thine to keep him company. Either thou or I or both must go with him.
Thou wretched boy, that thee consort me here. Shout with them hands.
Shall I determine that?
Romeo, away! Begone! Stand not amazed! If thou art caught, the prince will doom thee to death!
Oh, unfortunate fool!
Why didst thou stay?
Which way ran he that killed Mercutio?
Which way ran he?
There lies that Tybalt.
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
O noble prince, there lies the man, slain by young Romeo, that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Oh, Tybalt! Tybalt, my cousin! Oh, my brother's child! Oh, prince, oh, cousin, husband! Oh, the blood is spilt! Prince, if thou art true, blood of ours, spill blood of Montague! Oh, cousin, cousin!
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay.
He is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false, he speaks not true. Prince, I beg for justice which thou must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him. He slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, Prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end, the life of Tybalt.
And for that offense we do hereby exile him hence. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses. Nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else where he stands that hour will be his last. Bear hence this body and attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.
Come, Romeo. Come thou day and night. Thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whiter than new snow on a raven's back. Oh, come, gentle night. Come, loving black-browed night. Give me my Romeo, and when he shall die, take him, cut him out in little stars. Oh, and he shall make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, now, nurse, what news? I mean, what news? Why dost thou wring thy hands? He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Can heaven be so envious?
Heaven can't. No, Romeo can. Oh, Romeo, who would have thought it, Romeo?
What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? This torture should be warred in dismal hell. Romeo slain himself?
I saw the wound, I saw it with mine eyes.
Oh, break my heart, poor bankrupt. Break it once.
Oh, Tybalt, oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, that ever I should live to see thee dead.
What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered and Tybalt dead? My dear loved cousin and my dear lord.
Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Romeo that slew me is banished.
Oh, God. Did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did, alas the day it did.
Oh, serpent heart. And with a flowering face, did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Oh, beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, just opposite to what thou justly seemst. A damned saint, an honorable villain. Oh, this ever book containing such vile matters so fairly bound. Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace.
There's no faith, no honesty, no trust in men. All perjured, all forsworn, all for naught. Shame come to Romeo.
Blistered be thy tongue.
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Oh, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name when I, the 3 hours wife, hath mangled it? Some word there was worser than Tybalt's death. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo banished. That one word banished had slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death was woe enough if it had ended there. Oh, Romeo was banished. To speak that word, his father, mother, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead. Romeo was banished. There was no end, no limit measure bound in that word's death. No words can that woe sound. Where is my father and my mother, nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corpse. Will you go to them? I'll find a gentleman.
Find him. Give the strength to my true knight. Bid him come to take his last farewell.
I will. Go you to your parents.
Romeo, come forth. Come forth, thou fearful man. Affliction is enamored thy parts, and thou art wed into calamity.
Father, what news? What is the prince's doom?
Simple judgment vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment.
Be merciful. Say death. For exile hath more terror in his look. Much more than death. Oh, do not say banishment.
Hence from Verona thou art banished. Be patient, the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls. But purgatory, torture, hell itself.
This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not?
'Tis torture, and not mercy. Heaven is here, where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little thing, every unworthy thing may look on her, but Romeo may not. He is banished. And say'st thou yet that exile is not death? Hadst thou no poison mixed, no sharp ground knife, No sudden mean of death, though ne'er so mean, but banished to kill me? Banished? Oh, friar, the damned use that word in hell. Howling's attendant. How hast thou the heart, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my very friend professed to mangle me with that word banished?
Hear me but speak a word.
Thou wilt speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee armor to keep off that word. Adversity, sweet milk, philosophy to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Yet banished. Hang up philosophy, else philosophy can make a Juliet.
Oh, I see that madmen have no ears.
How should they, when that wise men have no eyes?
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak of that thou dost not feel. Wert thou as young as I, Juliet thy love, an hour but married, Tybalt murdered, doting like me and like me banished, then mightst thou speak. Then mightst thou tear at thy hair and fall upon the ground as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Arise, Romeo, what knocks? Romeo, hide thyself, thou wilt be taken. Simple as this is. I come. Romeo, to my study. Who's there? Whence come you?
Holy Friar, oh tell me, Holy Friar, where's my lady's lord? Where's Romeo?
There on the ground, with his own tears made drunk.
Oh, he is even in my mistress' case, just in her case. Even so lies she, blubbering and weeping, weeping and blubbering. Oh, stand up, and you be a man. For her sake, for Juliet's sake, rise and stand. Why should you fall into so deep a no?
Nurse, spakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her? How doth she? What says my conceived lady to our cancel love?
She says nothing, sir, but weeps and weeps, and down falls on her bed, and starts up again, and then Tybalt calls, and on Romeo cries, and then down falls again.
As if that name shot from a deadly level with gun did murder, and that name's cursed hand murder her kinsman. Oh, tell me, friar, in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me, that I may sack the hateful mansion!
Hold thy desperate hand! Art thou a man? Thy form cries out thou out, but thy tears are womanish, and thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself? And stay too the lady that lives in thee by doing damned hate upon thyself? Why railest thou on thy birth to heaven and earth? Since birth and heaven and earth all do meet at once in thee, which at once thou wouldst lose. Fie, thou shamest thy shape, thy love, thy wit. What roused thee, man? Thy Juliet is alive. There thou art happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There thou art happy too. The law that threatened death becomes thy friend and turns into exile. There thou art happy. A pack of blessings lights up upon thy back, and happy to escort thee in her best array. But like a misbehaved and sullen wench, thou pout'st upon thy fortune and thy love. Take heed, for such die miserable. Go, get thee to thy lady, a slender chamber, and some comfort her. But look that thou not stay until the watch be set. For then thou canst not pass the mantua, where thou shalt live till we can find time to blaze thy marriage, reconcile thy friends, beg pardon on the prince, and call thee back with 10,000 times more joy than thou wouldst walk in lamentation. Go before, nurse, commend me to thy lady. Romeo is coming.
Oh, I could have stayed here all night to hear your counsel. Oh, what learning is. Here, sir. A ring should be give you, sir. How you make haste, for it grows very late.
Oh, how well my comfort is revived by this.
It's late. I'll find you a man, and he shall signify you of every good hap that chances here from time to time. Give me thy hand. Farewell. Good night.
That a joy past joy calls out on me. It were a grief so brief to part with thee. Farewell.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we've had no time to move our daughter. Look, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late. She'll not come down tonight. I assure you, but for your company, I would have been in bed an hour ago.
It sounds of woe for no time to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will know her mind early tomorrow.
Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed, and acquaint her here of my son Paris's love, and Bid her mark you me on Wednesday next. But soft, what day is it?
Monday, my lord.
Monday. Well, then Wednesday is too soon. A Thursday, let it be. A Thursday, tell her she should be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like this haste?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Oh, get you gone. Well, Thursday be it then. Go you to Juliet ere you go to bed, and prepare her wife against this wedding day. For my lord, good night.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale, not the lark, that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear. Narrowly she sings in yon pomegranate tree. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
It was the lark, the herald of the morn. No nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. I must go and live, or stay and die.
Yon light is not daylight, I know it I. Therefore stay yet, thou needst not to be gone.
Let me be ta'en. Let me be put to death. For Juliet wills it so. How is my soul? Let's talk. It is not day.
It is. Hence be gone away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune. Now be gone. More light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Madam!
Nurse?
Your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary. Look out!
Farewell. One kiss and I'll descend.
Art thou gone so? Love, Lord, I husband, friend. I must hear from thee every day in the hour.
I will omit no opportunity to convey my greetings to thee, love.
Oh, thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not, for our woes shall serve as sweet discourses for our time to come.
Oh, methinks I see thee now thou art below, as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails, or thou lookest pale.
And trust me, love, in my eye, so do you. Dry sorrow drinks our blood. Adieu. Adieu.
Oh, fortune, fortune. I hope thou would not keep him long, but send him back.
Oh, John, where are you up?
Who is that calls? Is it my lady mother?
Why, how now, Juliet? Madam, I am not well. What? Evermore weeping for your cousin's death? What, wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live, therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit. Well, girl, thou weeps not so much for his death, but that the villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain, Romeo.
Oh, God pardon me. I do with all my heart. And yet no man like he doth grieve my heart.
We will have vengeance for it. Fear thou not, then weep no more. For I will send one to Mantua, where that same banished renegade doth live. Thou shalt give him such an unaccustomed dram that he shall soon keep Tybalt company. And then, I hope, thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo, till I behold him dead.
Now, I'll be joyful tidings, girl.
Tell me such a relief, mine. What are they, beseech your ladyship?
Well, well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath sorted out a sudden day of joy.
Madam, in happy time. What day is it?
Marry, my child, early next Thursday morn, to the gallant, young, and noble gentleman Paris, at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
You shall not make me there a joyful bride. I pray you, tell my lord and father, madam, that I will not marry yet, and when I do, it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate.
Well, tell him so yourself, and see how he will take out your hand.
When the sun sets, the air doth drizzle dew. But for the sunset of my brother's son, it rains down right. How now, a conduit girl? What? Still in tears, evermore showering? In one little body thou counterfeitst a bark, a sea, a wind. For still thy eyes, which I may call the sea, do ebb and flow with tears. The bark thy body is, sailing in the salt flood. The winds thy sighs, raging with thy tears, and they with them without a sudden call will overset thy tempest-tossed body. How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none.
How? Will she none? Does she not count her blessed? Is she not proud? Does she not give us thanks? Unworthy as she is to be brought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom.
Not proud you have, but thankful that you have.
How now, chop logic, what is this? Proud, and I thank you not, and yet not proud? Mistress, me and you. Thank me no thankings, nor proud me no prouds, but fettle your fine joint skins Thursday next, to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee on hurdle dinner. Out, you green sickness carrion, out, you baggage, you tallow face.
Fie, what are you, mad?
Father, I beseech you on my knees here with patience for to speak a word.
Hail thee, young baggage, disobedient wretch! I tell thee what, get thee to church on Thursday, or never have to look me in the face. Speak not, reply not, do not answer me. My fingers itch.
God in heaven bless her. You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
And why, my lady wisdom? Hold your tongue.
I speak no treason.
Peace, you mumbling fool! You are too hot! It makes me mad. Day, night, hour, time, work, play, alone in company, still my care has been to have a match. And having not provided a gentleman of noble parentage, to answer, I'll not wed, I cannot love, I am too young, I pray you pardon me. But as you will not wed, I'll pardon you. Graze where you will, you shall not house with me. Look to it, think on it. I do not use to jest. Thursday is near, lay hand on heart, advise. And you be mine, I'll give you to my friend. And you be not, hang, beg, starve, die in the streets.
Is there no pity sitting in the bottom of the clouds to season to the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week.
Talk not to me, for I will answer you. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Oh, God. Oh, nurse, how shall this be prevented? Oh, what sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy? Some comfort, nurse. Faith, here it is. Romeo's vanished, and all the world's nothing, that he dares never come back to challenge you. Or if he do, it needs must be by stealth. Then since the case so stands as now it doth, I think it best you married with the county. Oh, he is a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dishcloth to him. An eagle, madam, hath not so great, so fair, so quick an eye as fairest hath. Be true, my very heart. I think you are happy in the second match, for it excels your first. Or if it did not, your first is dead, or 'twere as good he were as living here and you no use of him. Speakest thou from thy heart, and from my soul too. Amen. What? Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father to Lawrenceville, to make confession, to be absolved. Marry I will, and this is wisely done. Ancient damnation! Almost wicked fiend! Let us praise my Lord with that same tongue which she had praised him with so many times above compare. Go, counselor. Go to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself with power to die.
Thursday, sir? Time is very short.
My father Capulet will have it so.
You say you do not know the lady's mind? Uneven is the course. I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death. Therefore have I little talked of love. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she doth give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom hastes our marriage. Now do you know the reason.
Look, here comes the lady now towards myself.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, and I may be a wife.
That may be, must be, love, on Thursday next.
Must be, shall be.
That's a certain text.
Coming to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him. Are you at leisure now, Holy Father, or shall I come to you evening mass?
My liege serve me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, leave the time alone.
God shield that should disturb devotion. Juliet, on early Thursday will I rouse you. So then, adieu, and keep this one.
Oh, shut the door! And when thou hast done so, come weep with me, past hope, past cure, past help.
Ah, Juliet, I already know thy grief.
Tell me not that thou hearest of this, must but tell me how I may prevent it.
Well, daughter, I do spy a kind of hope. If rather than to marry county Paris, then thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then it is likely thou will undertake a thing like death to chide away the shame. And if thou doest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap rather than marry Paris from off the battlements of yonder tower. Or bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with a dead man in a shroud. Things that to hear them told made me tremble. And I will do it without fear or doubt, if I'm unstained wife to my sweet love.
Well then, go home, be married, give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night look thou lie alone. Let not thy nurse lie with thee in thy chamber, and being then in bed, take thou this vial, and this distilled liquor drink thou off. And presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor, for no pulse shall keep his native progress, but surcease. No warmth nor breath shall testify thou livest. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade to paly ashes. Each part shall stiff and stark and cold and appear like death, and in this borrowed likeness of drunk death, thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awakest from pleasant sleep. Now when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there thou art dead. And as the manner of our county is, thou shalt be born to the same age of Valderaldican with the Capulet lies. In the meantime, shall Romeo by my letters know of our drift, and hither shall he come. He and I will watch thy waking, and we shall bear thee hence to Mantua that very night. Now this shall save thee from present shame, if no inconstant toy nor womanish fear abate thy valor.
Give me, or tell me not of fear.
Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar to Mantua with speed, with letters to thy lord.
Love, give me strength. Farewell to your father.
Somebody gets invited to see our wrist. Go, be gone!
What? Is my daughter gone to Friar Lawrence?
I pursue.
You may chance to do some good on her.
See where she comes from shrift with merry look.
How now, my headstrong, where have you been gadding?
For I have learned me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition. And beg your pardon, pardon I beseech you. Henceforward I am ever ruled by you.
Oh. Why, I'm glad on it. Stand up, this is well. This is as it should be.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet? Help me sort such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow.
No, not till Thursday. There's time enough.
Go, nurse, go with her. We'll church tomorrow.
Aye, those attires are best. But, gentle nurse, I pray thee, leave me to myself tonight. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. Oh, I have a faint cold fear throws through my veins. It almost freezes up the heat of life. Oh, call her back again and comfort me. Nurse! What should she do here? In my dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, Viola. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? What if it be a poison, which this friar suddenly administered to have me dead, lest in this marriage he should be dishonored because he married me before to Romeo? I fear it is, and yet methinks it should not, for he hath still been tried a holy man. What if, when I am laid into the tomb, I awake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me?
There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault, whose foul mouth no wholesome air breathes in, and that I strangled ere my Romeo comes? Where for these many hundred years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, and Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in his shroud. Romeo, I come. This do I drink to thee.
Madam. Madam. Oh, fast I warned her she. Why, lamb. Why, lady. Oh, fie, you slug a bed. Why, mistress. Why, love, I say. Why, bride. What, not a word? Oh, you take your penny worths now. Sleep for a week. For the next night I warrant, the county Paris hath set up his rest, that you shall rest but little. Marian Day, men, how sound she is asleep. I must needs wake her. Madam, madam, madam. Aye, let the county take you to bed. He'll fret you up in faith. Will it not be? What? Dressed? And in your clothes? And down again? I must needs wake you. Lady! 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 Ah! Help! Help! My lady's dead!
What noise is here? What is the matter?
Look! Look! Oh, heavy day!
Oh, me! Oh, me! My child! My only life revive! Look up, or I will die with thee! Help! Help! Oh, help!
Shame, bring Juliet forth. Her lord is come.
She's dead! Deceased! She's dead! She's dead! Like the day!
Like the day! She's dead! She's dead! She's dead!
Let me see her out. Alas, she's cold. And blood has settled her. Joints are stiff. Life in these lips have long been separated. Death lies upon her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field.
Oh, lamentable day! Oh, woeful time!
Come. Is the bride ready to go to church?
Ready to go, but never to return.
I thought long to see this morning's face. Nothing give me such a sight as this.
Accursed, unhappy, wretched, hateful day. But one poor and loving child. But one thing to rejoice in Allison, and cruel death has cast it from my son.
Oh, woeful, woeful, woeful day!
Most detestable death by thee beguiled. Thy cruelty quite overthrown. Oh, love, oh, life, not life, but love and death.
My child, my soul, but not my child. Dead art thou, lad, my child is dead. With my child, my joys are buried.
Peace. Confusion's cure lives not in these confusions. Heaven and yourself have had pardons, fair maid, but now heaven hath all. And all the better it is for the maid. Your part in her cannot keep her from death, but heaven keeps his part in eternal life. So dry your tears and stick your rosemary on this fair course, and as the custom is, in all her best array, bear her to church.
All things that we have ordained for festival turn from their office to black funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bells. Wedding cheer to sad burial feast. Our bridal flowers for a burial course do serve, and all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and madam go with him. Go, Sir Paris, and everyone prepare to follow this fair course unto her grave.
If I may trust the flattering truth of sleep,
My dreams presaged some joyful news at hand. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream that gives a dead man leave to think. And with such life breathed kisses in my lips. Then I revived and was an emperor. News from Verona. How now, Balthazar? Dost thou bring me letters from the friar? How is my lady? Is my father well? How fares my Juliet? For nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument. An immortal part with angels lives. I saw her, laid low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it to you. Oh, pardon me for bringing you these ill news.
Is it even so? Then I defy you, stars! Thou knowest my lodging. Get me ink and paper, and hire post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Leave me, and do the thing I bid thee do. Go! And get those horses. I'll be with thee straight. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. I do remember an apothecary. Hereabouts he dwells. And if a man did need a poison now, who sails present death in Mantua, here lives a caitiff wretch would sell it him. Oh, the same thought did but forerun my need, and the same needy man must out me. What? Oh, apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, man. I see that thou art poor. Hold. There is 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison.
Such mortal drugs I have, but Mantua's law is death to any he that utters them.
The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world affords no law to make thee rich. But break it and be not poor. Take this.
My poverty, not my will, consents.
Be thy poverty, and not thy will.
Put this, any liquid thing you would, and drink it off. And even if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
There is thy gold. Worst poison of men's souls.
Holy Franciscan friar, brother.
Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo, or if his mind be written, give me the letter.
Going to find a barefoot brother out, one of our order to associate me. Here in the city, visiting sick and finding him, the searchers of the town, suspecting that we both were in a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so that my speed to Mantua here was stayed.
Who bear my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again, nor get a messenger to bring it thee. So fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune. Friar John, go hence. Get an iron crow and bring it straight into my cell.
I will bring it to you.
I must to the monument alone. In 3 hours will fair Juliet wake. Poor living corpse trapped in a dead man's tomb.
Hence, stand aloof. Whistle then to me as signal that thou hearest something approach. Give me them back. Do as I bid thee. Go.
I'm almost afraid to stand alone in the churchyard. Get out of the friendship.
Sweet flower. The flowers that by the bed are strewed. Well, the canopy is dust and stones. The boy gives warning that something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight?
Take this letter. Early in the morning, see that thou deliver to my lord and father. Upon thy life I charge thee, whate'er thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof. For go hence, be gone. But if thou dost return to pride, by heaven I will tear thee joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time and my intents are savage wild, more fierce and more inexorable far than empty tigers of the roaring sea.
I will be gone, sir, not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that. Live and be prosperous. And farewell, good fellow.
For all the same, I'll hide me here about. His looks I fear, and intents I doubt.
Stop thy unhallowed toil about Montague! Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore came I hither. Gentle youth, touch not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone!
To defy thy conjurations and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Would thou provoke me so? Have at thee, boy! Ah! 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 Let me peruse his face. Noble County Paris. Mercutio's skin tone. What said my man? My betossed soul did not attend him as we rode. I think he said Paris should have married Juliet. Oh, my glove. Oh, my wife. Death, that hath sucked the honey of thy breath, hath had yet no power upon my beauty. Oh, sweet Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Here will I remain with worms that are their chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take the last embrace. And lips, oh, you the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come. Bitter conduct. Come, unsavory guide. Here's to my love. True apothecary. My drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die.
Who's there? A friend, one who knows you well.
Peace be upon you.
There is my master.
Who is it?
Romeo.
Come with me to the vault.
I dare not, sir.
And I'll go alone. I fear some ill, unlucky thing.
As I slept under the yew tree here, I dreamt that my master and another fought, and that my master slew him.
Romeo. Romeo. Who else? There's two and steeped in blood. What unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance? The lady stirs.
Oh, comfortable friar, where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo?
Hear noise. Greater power than we can contradict hath wrought in our tents. There lies thy husband and thy bosom dead, and Paris too. Come, go, good Juliet. Here no longer stay.
Go, get thee hence, for I will not away. What's here? Where's my true love's hand? Poison, safe in his timeless end. Oh, churl! Drunk all of them, no friendly drop to help me after. Oh, I'll kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them. Thy lips are warm.
Hey, boy, which way?
Hey, noise. I'll be brief. Oh, happy dead. This is thy sheep. There rest. Let me die.
This is the place.
Pitiful sight. Here lies the county slain. And Juliet, bleeding, warm and newly killed. Who here hath laid these 2 days buried? Go, tell the prince, run to the Capulets, raise up the Montagues.
Here's Romeo's down. We found him in the churchyard.
Hold him in safety till the prince come hither.
Hear the friar, that trembles.
A great suspicion. Hold the friar too.
What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning's rest? What should it be that they so shriek abroad?
The people in the street cry Romeo, some Juliet and some Paris, and all run open outcry toward a monument.
What fear is this which startles in our ears?
Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and newly killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
Here is a friar, and Romeo's man, with instruments upon him, fit over these dead men's tombs.
Oh, me!
Come, Montague!
Oh, what further woe conspires against mine age?
Look, thou shalt see.
O thou untaught, what matters isn't this, to press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
Here I stand, both to impeach and purge, myself condemned, and myself excused.
And say at once what thou dost know in this.
Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she there dead that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, which banished the new-made bridegroom from the city, for whom and not for Tybalt Juliet pined. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her of this second marriage. So I gave her a sleeping potion, which took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo that he should hither come to help me take her from her borrowed grave, but he who bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident and yesternight returned my letter back. So then all alone at the prefixed hour of her waking came I to take her from her kindred vault, meaning to keep her closely in my cell till I can conveniently send to Romeo. But by some minute ere of the time of her awakening, here lies the body of noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreat her to come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience, but the noise did scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems, did violence upon herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy, but if aught in this be miscarried by my fault, then my old life be sacrificed unto the rigor of severest law.
We still have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say in this?
I gave my master news of Juliet's death. Then in post he came from Mantua, to the same place, to the same monument. This letter, he early bid me give this father, that threatened me with death, going into the vault. I departed not and left him there.
Give me the letter. I will look on it. Where's the county's page? Sirrah, what made your master in this place?
He came with flowers to strew his lady's grave, and bid me to send loot, and so I did. Anon comes one to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him. Then I ran away to call the watch.
This letter doth make good the friar's words. And here he says that he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this place to die, and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet! Montague! See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that the heavens find means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost the brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
No, Brother Montague, give me thy hand.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun, for sorrow, will not show its head. Go, hence, to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
really quick. So, first of all, a couple things. First, we want to say thank you to Robin, our costume designer. She put her heart and soul into all of our costumes. All of these, look at all these beautiful things. I personally love this tunic, seriously. You could always see her during practices running back and forth, sewing something, gluing something, fixing something, so that these costumes would be perfect and that we'd be completely new people when we came on this stage. So first of all, thank you very much, Robin. Wherever you are. Oh, there she is.
This was a team effort. If you're one of the ladies that helped make these people beautiful, headdresses, tunics, could you stand up, please? I know you're there. It was really awesome working with everybody. They're as beautiful on the inside as they're out.
Of course, Mrs. Griffin. I could go on and brag about everything Miss Griffin's done, but you just saw this show. That's enough bragging for us. So, she puts so much work into this. Even when she's tired and exhausted, she finds time to come here and work with us. Tech Week, she's up with us till 9 o'clock before she's done any of the other stuff that she has to do. Please, just big hand for her.